Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can't Fly.
Yeah, that was about right, about a 180.
So welcome to Flying with My First Passenger Part 2. Flying with my brother Derek, and there's just so much good stuff, so I had to break this video into a couple pieces. But before I get into this Part 2, I wanted to still give some subscriber shout outs because that's how much you guys mean to me. So I wanted to give some subscriber shout outs to Ulysses Harmon, Xiang Zhang, and 46 Skizzy. So Ulysses Harmon, Xiang Zhang, and 46 Skizzy, thank you for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me. All right, so let's get back to this flight. We are continuing our way to Wildwood, and man, I just want to thank Derek so much for flying with me. This is such a fun flight.
And so one of the things I will say is that, man, I'm still learning. You know, a lot of this is still like, okay, wait, is it right or left? The other right. You know?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of easy to get turned around as far as direction.
Yeah.
You know, but the numbers don't lie.
No.
Pay attention to the numbers. You know, you might get thrown off by a couple of degrees here and there, but you know, it's not. As long as it don't take you too far, of course, you can bring yourself back in.
Right. Exactly.
Get back on target. But I have to admit, man, I am extremely proud of you, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
really am.
it. Yeah, that's one thing about this thing is you gotta just be tenacious as hell, you know.
That is true.
You gotta just be like, look, I just don't care. I am going to do this. You know what I mean? I tell you one thing though, I'm glad we're in this 172.
Yeah, because it's bumping us around a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's okay. And it's, for me anyway, it's good that I just don't have a fear about being up here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it allows me to relax and just don't get shook.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
That's why when we were talking about, you know, practicing our banks and our turns and everything, you know, you had issues with, I think, was it going too steep or not steep enough?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I had the total opposite. I didn't have any problem with the bank. And I think that had a lot to do with the previous flights that I had done when I was a kid. You know, I got used to that fairly quick.
And what Derek said was pretty interesting because I have to admit, the first time I was flying, well, not the first time, maybe the first 15 times I flew, I was a little nervous in the cockpit. I mean, it took me a while to get used to seeing as much as you can see out of all the windows. Because normally you fly commercially, you don't see all this. And then, of course, all the movement. You know, small planes move a lot more in the air. So, you know, that really drove a point home that Derek said that, you know, he was comfortable in the cockpit just because he had been there and done that. And I thought that was pretty interesting.
All right, so I'm going to descend down to 2.5. So let's do some carb heat.
Did you and Manisha practice that quick descent spiral?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd that go?
Didn't like it.
No.
Didn't like it. Because, you know, I mean, it's just your ears are popping and,
right.
You know.
And you're looking down pretty much as you
exactly.
meandering down.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember, where were we headed? And we saw the plane doing that. We were on the bikes.
Oh, I forget where we were.
And it was beautiful watching it, though.
Yeah, it was. It was. Nice. At this point, Manisha be hollering at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. You're at 24, you're supposed to be at 25.
And that's the only thing I will say is that, you know, I'm going to try to fly this plane a little bit more often. Because switching around, I definitely don't get a feel for the sight picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, your controls.
My controls.
Your controls.
All right, we're going to stay at 210?
Yeah.
And at 25?
25.
Okay.
So once again, I gave the controls back to Derek, and I was more than happy to let him fly. One, because, you know, I know that he loves this as much as I do. but more importantly, he actually flew better than me. I mean, you know, I was really impressed at how he was able to hold our altitudes and our direction. And he hadn't flown in quite some time. So I was more than happy to let him fly. And it gave me an opportunity to just kind of be a passenger, look out the window, and just enjoy the flight.
I like this plane though.
Yeah. So you can't go wrong with a new engine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, get me back to about 200.
200?
Yeah. There you go. That's good right there.
And you can tell when somebody is really meant to do something because they can be away from it for a while and they just fall right back to it. And so you heard me ask DA to fly a flight heading of 200 or 200, as I said, and he got right to it. I mean, just as easy, you know, as you please. And I was floored. So if you're listening, DA, and I hope that you are, brother, you're meant to fly, because all that time that you took off, it didn't seem like you took any time off. You were completely dialed in, and you flew the heck out of that airplane.
Hey, watch your pitch.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, no, this is good. Somebody asked me if I wanted to be a CFI. I was just like, yeah, you know what, I don't know. That's a whole lot more. I definitely want to get my instrument.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when you start knowing you're over New Jersey. Stuff just starts to get nothing.
Yeah. A whole lot of space.
What's interesting about this open space is it's actually unnerving but safer. You know, I was used to seeing more of a built-up area, but that's actually more dangerous because there's less places to land. This open area provides for great emergency landing spots.
Tell me about your exam.
The check ride?
Yeah, the check ride.
It was crazy. Oh, just so you know, there's a Hamilton Airport.
Okay.
So that's one of our waypoints. So that's one thing about this. He's like, you have your waypoint, so that's how we know that we're doing what we need to do. And so where you are, even though we're not on the line, this is still good.
Yeah, I'm getting us back online.
Because we still got to go maybe like 230 anyway. But yeah, the check ride was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, brother. Scariest and hardest. Because imagine being up here, you got a dude just like a 30 or 40 year vet in the airlines, and you trying to make him, convince him that you should be able to do this. You know what I mean? It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So yeah, so it was a scary thing, but you know, I will say that, you know, and that's why I will always have love for Manish and Fly Gateway. You know, he was just a heck of a CFI. You know, and even though I didn't do everything perfect, you know,
right.
I was as prepared as I could be for that day, given my nerves and all of that other craziness. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm sure the instructor, I mean, he knows you're nervous.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you didn't have to be perfect, but just show him that you're capable and confident to do what needs to be done.
Right, right.
And that was great. That's good, man.
Yeah, so it was a heck of an experience, brother. I got to tell you.
How long did it go?
So the check ride itself was probably 2 hours, maybe 2.5.
Okay.
You know, including like debriefings and stuff like that. You know, so yeah, it definitely took some time.
Yeah, one thing about Manish, man, he's very meticulous about, you know, us maintaining our altitude and our headings, and just staying on point, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, now, I haven't been up in, man, it's actually been almost a year.
Been a year? Almost a year?
Yeah, and I can still hear him in my head right now.
Actually, every time I fly, I hear Manish in my head, and the beauty of it is the instruction is so sound that it keeps me on point.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing I had to give him props, man. That dude knew his business, you know what I mean? Alright, so our next waypoint is going to be Vineland. I think this is the AC Expressway that we're flying over.
Okay. Okay.
Looks a little different from up here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You want to take a picture?
I want you to get me a little video with me behind the controls.
Okay.
Just hit the white button. I mean, it's in photo now, but slide that over to video. Been a long time.
Feel good flying, brother?
It does, man. It does. It really does.
And just to prove it, just in case you were wondering.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Get us back on track on our 210.
Yeah, you're holding that altitude nice though. That's definitely nice.
Yeah, like Manish said, man, small adjustments.
Yeah, small adjustments.
Small adjustments. Don't fight it, just make small adjustments.
That's right, that's right. DA.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna lose that camera pretty soon, but that's okay. Cause I'm gonna put that battery pack once we land.
Right.
So we're gonna do something called a landing and a taxi back. All right, so you can take us to like maybe like a 230 heading.
Okay.
In a few, we'll probably fly like a 185 or 180 heading.
Okay.
We're gonna be looking for our next waypoint. It should be off our nose. Vineland. Downtown.
All right, just say when. 180, right?
Yep. All right, go ahead, 180.
Landing 2, holding on to...
Stay coordinated, stay coordinated.
Yeah.
You're climbing. Nose down, nose down, nose down.
Yeah.
So you got... So some people climb when they turn right, some people turn left. So you're a climber when you turn left.
Yeah.
Okay, this heading's good.
For the record, I'm one of those that I climb when I turn to the right. I think it's like just pulling the yoke and not just keeping it neutral, or not allowing the trim to do the work rather than me trying to pull back on the yoke. It's just weird.
And the ocean.
And it never ceases to amaze me when I see the ocean from this perspective. I mean, it is just beyond awesome. Yeah, just I have no words, so I won't even try.
Maintaining 180 at 2,500 feet. Left downwind. You're flying Delta, Alpha, and Russ Air.
Beautiful.
And this was truly beautiful. And the thing is, you know, I was so happy that I got to share this with DA. I hadn't seen this before either. This is the first time I had done this flight down to Wildwood or Cape May County Airport. And it was just, man, look at that. I mean, it was just so amazing. I mean, just as far as the eye could see, the ocean, the bay, it's just absolutely amazing.
So what you can do is you can use that line now.
Okay.
Since it's closer. And airport is gonna be, so we'll fly over the bay a little bit.
Oh, okay. No problem.
All right, nicely done, brother.
Hey, man. I didn't forget everything. At the airport right in front of us, straight ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish I had a zoom feature on the camera so you could see, but it's like basically right across the bay.
Yeah, I always wanted to do this. Fly over the bay.
Ocean County traffic system. Well, I'm glad you got to do it with me, homie.
Exactly.
Downwind for runway 24, Ocean County traffic. What's Derek buddy name that flies with him all the time that hasn't gotten his license?
Oh, Doug.
Doug, yeah.
We won't talk about Doug.
All people for DA to ask about. Doug. Oh my gosh. Really? What's up, Doug?
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the controls, brother. My controls.
Your controls.
My controls. Nicely done, brother.
Thank you, homie.
That was beautiful.
And I'm not just blowing smoke. For DA to have not flown for almost over a year, to keep the heading and altitude, amazing.
Where'd you put my phone? Did you get my phone?
Nope. I had it in my lap the whole time.
Let me get some of this water play.
Exactly. Cape May traffic, Cessna 734 Alpha Uniform, about 10 miles north of the field, straight in for runway 19, Cape May.
Now, if you hear that clicking sound, this is when the radio first started to really act up a little bit.
All right, I think that's the field in sight. Straight ahead. All right, I'm gonna keep some altitude until we actually get back over land.
Okay.
And I'll slip it in or go around if we need to. Traffic pattern is 1100, but I'm not trying to do that now. It's beautiful, man. It's just like,
yeah.
So it'd be crazy, like rent a house down here and you know, fly into the airport.
I'm 15-20 minutes away from your little rental.
Exactly. Cape May traffic, Cessna 734 Alpha Uniform, about 5 miles north of the field, inbound straight in for runway 19, Cape May. Okay, so I got the field in sight. All right, so let's do some carb heat. Mixture full rich. We'll do power to 2000, so 2000. Pre-landing, so brakes, pedal test. Let's get our landing light on. Seat belts are harnessed, seat belts are good. Fuel's on both. And mixture is full rich. Carb heat is already on, flaps as required. So I don't need flaps yet, but I am gonna slow her down.
And I just wanted you to have the opportunity to just see this shot as we're coming into the airport. Now, one of the things that I said I ran into, I know this video is getting a little long, and I'm going to have to do a part 3, believe it or not, because we got some flying to do to go back. But I started having some problems with the radios because there was a person who was coming off of runway 1, and they couldn't hear me, and that's when I knew I was having some issues.
Let's do our first notch of flaps.
Cape May traffic, Bonanza's holding short of runway 1. Is there traffic inbound on runway 19?
Affirmative. That is Cessna 7348 Alpha Uniform, straight in for runway 19, about a 3-mile final.
Other aircraft did not hear that transmission at all.
Cape May traffic, Bonanza's holding short on runway 1. Is there traffic inbound on 19?
Affirmative. Affirmative. Cessna 734 Alpha Uniform, 3-mile final for runway 19, Cape May.
Roger that. We'll hold for your landing and depart after on runway 1.
Roger that. Thank you. All right.
Guess he didn't hear you.
No. Second notch of flaps. All right. So we got our flaps at 20. Landing lights on. All of my lights are on. Carb heat is in. And we are looking good. I don't see a VASI. That sucks.
All right.
But that's okay. This is a long runway, so. Cape May traffic, Cessna 73 Alpha Uniform, short final, runway 19, Cape May.
So as I come in for a landing here at Cape May, so if you can see, that radio issue became a real issue, and we ran into some weather. And so because of that, I'm going to make a part 3. Plus, I want to make a part 3 because you get to see DA. You get to see me all the time. And so, you know, I'm excited about being able to make multiple videos with somebody else being the subject other than me. So let me just go ahead and bring this on in, and we're going to end this video. But, you know, I'm just so thrilled that DA found it fit to fly with a brother. So let's go ahead and land.
And it is a wide runway. Nicely done, man. Very nicely done.
Thank you. Cape May traffic, Cessna 73 Alpha Uniform, clear of runway 19, Cape May traffic. All right, so welcome to Cape May.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't this crazy?
Yes it is, bro. Yes it is.
So after we landed, I got myself situated for the flight back to Doylestown. And that's why I'm going to make a part 3, because I want to show some of that trip, because that presented itself with some challenges that I had somewhat anticipated, but it's one thing to anticipate them and actually deal with them, and rather than it just being an idea. So stay tuned for part 3 of my first passenger with my brother DA. And I thank you for watching this video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I would be so honored if you would do so. So thank you for flying with me and DA. Russ Kid, DA, we can both fly. All right, I'm out. Peace.